email to Vic, and he can send you that. So once we're finished setting you up under the San Antonio Resort, it'll be /admin_PVT. Okay. So here we'll log in, and then we're going to go to the first page. And I'm just showing you, like right now, this is where we actually would log in. You know, I have a link that I'd set up for you guys to go there quickly, but we don't want that on the main site because we don't want your customers clicking that and then going to your admin section. So we'll go back here, and then we'll log in. So here's with the you know, the information. It's like an overview. I'm just going to pause here. So what I'm doing is, the way the site works is, as people are booking something new that hasn't yet been set up in Folio, we're going to create it as a new room booking. So it's going to show, it's going to increment. So currently I had created a new room booking, which gave me an increment of 1. And then, you know, you'll see there, we also have an unassigned event. And I'll explain that as we go through it. So this is your information page. It tells you quickly at a glance what's been assigned and what hasn't been assigned. The other pending ones are just items that I was testing on. They're not the ones we're interested in. We're interested in the unassigned events. And then, of course, you can see here, as events are being created and set up by your staff, they're going to be showing as completed. We have one that's unassigned. So, okay, and then here we'll see we had created here, I'm just going to put my mouse where it is. The view unassigned bookings is where your staff will be able to go in and say, okay, I need to see what's been now booked, and from here they'll be able to navigate to that section to see it. So, all right, so here we go. So this is a new booking that I created. This booking will show you, of course, the booking number that's in the system, the customer, whether or not they need an airport pickup, and the phone number, how many people, the room types, reservation dates, the arrival and departure, and then basically where it's been assigned. And I think right now I've got card authorization, and then I've got assigned room. Franchi, I will change card authorization today to say assigned, right?
Okay.
I hadn't done that yet. So once they've assigned the room in Folio, the idea is that they click the button that says assign room, and now it's been assigned. And if we go back to the overview, you'll see that now we have no new room bookings that have not been reviewed by staff members. As they assign a room, it's going to put their employee ID and the date that they did it, so that it can be tracked and you can find out who is responsible. And then from here, I'm going to events. So events, we have an attending event, which is one that I was creating. So basically, I created a booking. The event hasn't been assigned yet. The way I'm working with this is the first step that a staff member will do is they're going to assign the venue. So whatever facility this is going to be at, once they've assigned that, it becomes now assigned, and then they can start adding details. So I'm putting in here sandbar because that was what was in my email, and then save the event, and then I'm going to choose the event, and then from here I can enter title, I can enter my description for the event, my date and my time. So basically, the staff, once they've received the email, once they're like setting up the venue and the event themselves, they start adding this detail. And from here they would hit save. One thing I wanted to mention is when they're assigning an event, and I'm going to pause in my video here because the most important part of it is assigning the page position. So it's either a current event or a new event. Once you've assigned the page, it actually changes how it shows up on the main website, because right now we're showing 4 on each page, or on the first page, and it's always the top 4. So here I'm adding images. With the images, you basically choose it, and I've left details about the image size, dimensions, and how to name the image there in each of those blank tiles. So I'm saying 13 by 50 wide, 900 tall. And then, for this one, I'm saying, January 1st, 2021, Easter 2021.jpg is the file name. Prefer to use one word. You can use lowercase, a hyphen, like a low score, and you can use a hyphen. Please don't use special characters like ampersands or dollar symbols. Hyphens aren't really recommended. So now you can see I've assigned this event. So here, the event's been assigned, and you'll see now we've actually created an event called Steve's Events. And to be honest, the way we've created all of these, they're all the same. They look the same. They function the same. So if we go to room types or facilities, they look the same. Here's how we add staff members. I'm going to create an account for you, Keith, and I'm going to give Vic the password. And then you'll be able to add more staff if you like. It's just a matter of clicking the Add New. You put in their first and last name and their email. So I'll do that here. I'm adding Vic. And then I click Save, of course, and I've added a new staff member. So there he is there. So now Vic would be able to log in. And the password, Vic, is 12345 if you want to test it later. And of course, these are the booking availabilities that we created. We have toggles. So, if you click a toggle, it'll say, like when you're looking at the rooms, it'll say, green availability is good. When you're having a low availability, because we're not tracking the rooms in Folio, you guys will be able to look at your bookings for that week or that month and decide whether or not you're accepting bookings or you want to let your customers know that the availability is low. So if I refresh it, it goes to low availability, right? And then, of course, let's see here. Let's go book your stay event. So with the events, you guys had said that for the events, you're going to manually set up events. So that I'm going to leave for a minute. I'll go to the facility. I'm going to pause here for a second and just explain. So when we created the facilities, we agreed that we would name 3 amenity features and 3 features themselves. So whether it's air conditioned, whether it has grass area, or if it has a kettle or whatever. So you guys, each of these, we didn't get features and amenities for everything. So if you guys want to think of items to add, you just basically would go in and say, it's air conditioned. It has, men's and women's washrooms. It has a kitchen area where you can do stuff. And then the features could be that it's open concept, it fronts the water, so you guys can create details that'll help people understand, what features these amenities have. Anything that has a gap right now where there is nothing there, that's a space that you guys can go in and add that stuff to. And that's all from the admin section. So I think after this, I'm going to show you guys how we update that info from the admin page. And then, so this will show you if we change the PAX occupancy, it's going to affect values here. So
Steve, I just want to give you a heads up that Sir Mark is here. So
hello.
Hi.
Yeah, I'll pause for a second.
All right.
So right now, I'm just going to go back here where you'll see where we say regular occupancy is in effect. So you can see your standard seating is at 110, classroom seating is at 70, theater seats are at 1 or 110. So once we change that toggle and we say now we're going to follow the PAX, it's going to cut those numbers in half to the values that you guys have said are your pandemic values, right? And that's all controlled by this toggle here on this overview. So now if I refresh, you'll see that the values turn into 55, 35, 55, 40, right? Easy to manage. And then one of the things that we had done is we had asked you guys to send us some seating plans, like diagrams of how they would look, illustrations. So you'll see how that looks on the page. This, I'm going to pause for a second. So this is a lot like doing facilities or rooms. Same idea. You've got, placeholders for 4 images. The first image is always going to be the main image, and the other images are the ones that people can click and zoom in on. So you can add and change your pictures whenever you like. And then, of course, you can add your details. You can add your amenities and your features and the location, floor area, stuff like that. So you can see this go through.
Steve, can I just interject a minute? What for the detailed script, what font size are you using?
So I think, Francie, you were using 16 on the main page.
I think so, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so I can go back and can show you here if I go to the main page. So this is a 16px. So that is, and we're using an H2 or an H1, I think, on the header.
Yeah, I think I did H1 for the headers. Yeah.
So H1 is header, yeah, and then we're using 16px for the detail. Is it too small?
Mhm.
Well, I don't know. Looking at my screen now, I find some of the detailed script on the explanations of which, why, and what and where is quite small.
Okay.
I don't know if there's an issue with the screen size or
It could
or
be
what.
on a laptop or you on a PC.
Yeah. Maybe it's also because it's on a shared window on Google Meet. So
Oh,
maybe once they see the actual demo,
Yes.
Right.
we'll have a better idea of what it looks
Well,
like.
we could try 24. Like I would say,
Yeah.
24 would fit easily. We could do 24.
Okay.
I'm kind of straining to read this, and we don't want our customers to strain to read
Right.
the information.
You have to imagine, Keith, that it should be like double this.
Mm.
Yeah, we can try. If it's not large enough, I can increase the size. That's not a problem. Okay. So here I'm going to the facilities. I'm going to show you guys how we edit. So you can see you've got, your facility name, you've got the details. Just drop down here. Drop down. Select the facility you want to edit, or if you're adding one, you would select to add. So here I'm going to edit 2. And then the info for 2 will pop up. You can change images for 2, any picture you want to add. I'm going to actually type facility and amenity. I'm going to say kettle, I think, electric kettle. Once I type that, it ends up on your front page. So you guys can always edit your front page values without having to code anything. It'll automatically update, and then when you go back to that front page, whatever you've keyed there, you'll see the amenity show up. So you're free to make changes at any time. You just go to the admin section, and then you'll see how it works. And then of course, where are we now? So my mouse is moving a lot in this video, but I was explaining a lot. My audio just hadn't come through. Right. Really good info. But again, so you can change your stuff. Always click save after you've added details, and then you can edit capacity from here. So if your seating capacity changes at any point for any of your seating plans, you can go in and edit that, and that'll end up on the front page. Adding a facility is as simple as clicking add. And deleting a facility is as easy as clicking delete. So when you add something, that ID number you're seeing right now doesn't show anywhere. That's just for the database. It's telling me that this is going to be a new facility. We start off with the name, floor area, location, description, add our picture, add our seating.
Of the presentation. But if
I also find a descriptor here. Is it?
This is all 16px. On a regular screen, when it's not windowed into a video, it would look a lot larger. I think it could be, but if you find that it's too small, it's a global setting, so I can change the global setting without having to worry. It's just my global HTML setting.
And once they have the demo, they can have a better idea of what it looks like as it on its own versus on a video. Like you said, on a video or in a presentation.
Yes. Yeah. So here I'm doing the same thing. We're editing in a room. So the image items always work the same. The data here, that you see, like all the details. You would basically just edit whatever you need to edit, and then you click save room. The rates that you guys are charging from the room are all controlled here. So if I change 3,500 to 4,000, that's going to adjust the rates that that PayPal bills when you guys are billing out the rooms. And then of course the events. Events is the page that, as you're assigning the rooms and the venues, when you get your emails, you put the details in, you select your dates and your times, and then you would click save. And then now we're moving to profiles. So these are all the users that you'll have. You can search the user by name, search them by even their phone number or their email address, and then from there you can look at their details. If they've booked rooms with you, you can look at their room bookings. So here I'm just kind of scrolling through. Sunny has